One of the most common questions I get asked about visiting Orlando is how to get from Universal to Disney World and vice versa. And in this video, we are going to go over every single option with prices and even show you our experience of traveling from Universal over to Disney World. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Krystal Palace. So we are going to be starting here at Universal Endless Summer Surfside Resort, and we will be traveling to Disney Springs. Now, I get this question quite a lot, and that is, how do you get from Universal to Disney, Disney to Universal, vice versa? So if you're visiting and you maybe want to go to Disney for a day or two, or you're at Disney and you want to come over to Universal, you should, because it's so much fun. This video is going to cover every single way that you can get from here to there, including prices, and of course we're going to bring you along in our form of transportation getting over to Disney Springs tonight. Now, if you're staying at Disney and want to visit Universal, you might be even asking at the point of your planning process where you're asking, should I stay at Disney or should I stay at Universal? There are many reasons that you would want to stay at Universal. Of course, if you're planning on doing more days at Disney, it's definitely more worth it to stay over there for the free transportation to the parks. But if you're doing a mostly Universal trip and want to do 1 or even 2 days at Disney, then staying at a Universal hotel has so many benefits, but the biggest reason is because of the value. The Universal hotels are most definitely cheaper than the Disney value resorts we're staying at Endless Summer Surfside, like I said before, and this resort is sometimes $100 cheaper than the Disney value resorts, and look at it, it's beautiful. Now, if you're staying at an offsite hotel, some of those hotels have shuttles to both parks. So some of the offsite hotels you can see back here will have shuttle buses that'll take you to Disney and Universal. So that solves that problem if you're staying offsite. But of course, we're at Universal. So let's talk about the options of how to get over to Disney. It is Orlando weather, so it just started raining. So we are actually going to get in our rideshare, and we'll talk some more when we get over to Disney Springs. So of course, that is the first option, and that is probably the best option, is rideshare. Lyft, Uber, that's the way to go, and that's the way that we're going to do it right now. So we're going to check the Uber app first. Sometimes if you switch back and forth from Uber to Lyft, you might find some better deals, just a little tip. But let's check Uber first. We're headed to Disney Springs, and then it'll populate all of our options here. $15, that's not bad, but let's check Lyft. So Lyft is a little more expensive, so right now we are going to go with Uber over to Disney Springs. Okay, I just paid using the credit card I have in on file, and then they'll be confirming my ride. It's that simple, that easy, and here we go. Okay, pick up in 3 minutes. Now, like I said, you're going to want to check between Lyft and Uber to see which one is better for you. I personally prefer Uber, but some credit card deals also, keep in mind too, work with Lyft or Uber. So for Capital One, you'll get 10% cash back with Uber. For Chase credit cards, you'll get 5 times the points back if you book with Lyft. Now, ultimately, I'm usually going to go with whatever is cheaper. Like from the airport today, we used Lyft. Now we're using Uber. It just depends on the pricing for me, honestly. But it's still good to keep in mind, check with your credit card company if they have any deals with any rideshare service. And you can even get your Starbucks at Universal hotels before you head into Uber. Uber does have a lot of great safety options too. As you can see here, you could record, you can contact 911, all from the app. You could share your trip status with a friend, you could report a safety issue. So that's really nice to make you feel more comfortable and safe compared to some other rideshare options. And our Uber literally came so fast. He is here right now. So this is the lobby outside of Universal Surfside. He's gonna pull up here. And of course, you gotta make sure to check the license plate number to the license plate number of the guy. You never get into any random car, of course. And you are supposed to let them say your name before you say your name. We're ready. Thank you so much.
Any preference for the music?
No, whatever. It's fine. And I have to say how quick and easy that was. Look where we are. We have made it to Disney Springs. So that ride took about 18 minutes to get over to Disney Springs, and our Uber driver was so nice because it was raining. You know, this is Florida weather. It's not raining now, but it was raining in the car right over here. He offered to drop us off in the parking garage, but this is not typically the Uber drop-off location. It is down a little more by Cirque du Soleil or on the total other side of the park. But he was like, hey, if you don't want to walk, don't want to get caught in the rain, I'll drop you off in the parking garage. So that was great. He was really nice. And also what's great about Uber is that you don't have to tip cash. You tip on your Uber app, so everything, all payment is through the phone. It's safe, it's secure, and you don't have to bring cash with you to tip like a taxi driver. The costs do vary for rideshare. Typically from Universal to Disney should be about $15 to $20. Ours was a little over $20, including tip. I have noticed though, whenever I go from Disney back over to Universal, it does cost a little more. Going to the parks costs more, of course, as well. So if you Uber to Disney Springs or if you're Ubering to a Disney hotel, maybe for a dinner reservation, that's going to be a little less than you Ubering to Epcot or the Ticket Transportation Center in Magic Kingdom. Not too long ago, we were over in Epcot and we were trying to get an Uber home, and it was pretty difficult. I kept having to refresh and going from Lyft to Uber, Lyft to Uber. It was a little expensive and it took a little bit to get. So that's just what happens because the demand is so high once you're in a park and you're trying to, leave. What I did after that was I went to a Epcot resort hotel. So I think we went to the beach club and we just got an Uber for the beach club. It was a little cheaper and it was a lot easier to get. Just to keep that in mind, if you are near a hotel, a Disney hotel, like if you're in Magic Kingdom and you want to walk over to the Contemporary and get a ride share from there back over to Universal, you could do that. Another mode of transportation you can do to get from Universal to Disney World is, of course, rental cars. Now, don't forget, of course, you'll have to pay the price for your rental car, which could be $300 plus, or maybe less if you get a good deal. But then you'll also have to pay for parking. So if you're parking at Universal parks, Universal starts at $30 for parking at their parks. Disney starts at $25 for regular parking at their parks. But of course, that can always change and increase, and it will, trust me. But not only that, you'll also have to pay for parking at your hotel. So on top of the rental car price, you'll have to pay for hotel parking, which can range anywhere from $15 to $25 per night of your stay. Disney Springs actually has free parking, so that's the only free thing you're going to get. But just keep in mind those extra fees if you are looking to do a rental car. Of course, then you're going to have to drive and get insurance. So you could definitely do that if you want to explore the Orlando area elsewhere, like maybe head to Buc-ee's in Daytona or go various places, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, and you think that you're going to be traveling more than your Uber costs, then rental car could be the way to go. And it's raining again. The next way to get back and forth from Disney and Universal is, the good old days, or as New Yorkers say, hey, taxi. You can get a taxi to and from the yellow taxi cabs. You might want to schedule this in advance though, just because, in today's day and age, you never know if there's any taxis, yellow taxi cabs around. Mears does have a taxi service, so if you want to book in advance, call them, request a quote. It is going to be more than Uber and Lyft, and I would prefer Uber and Lyft, honestly, over this option, just because of the safety features that Uber and Lyft have implemented, like being able to share your ride and, checking the license plates, all the good safety stuff that the apps have rather than the yellow taxi cab. Even when I'm in New York City, I prefer rideshare over yellow taxis. Or you can always use this method of transportation. Imagine you could get from Disney Universal in this. That would be pretty awesome. That would be something I would pay for. Just kidding, but honestly, it's a pretty cool experience. I will say so myself. I've never done it though. Have you done it? Let me know in the comments. The next and final option is the public bus, which is something that I probably wouldn't recommend because it will take a long time, like way over an hour, just because Universal and Disney are on different bus routes. So there would be a lot of transferring involved, and yes, it might be cheaper, but it's going to take you a lot longer to switch bus routes and everything. This is the Lynx, Lynx bus route. That is the public bus in Orlando here. And personally, I would pick those first three options over public transportation, just because it's not a direct line. If it was a direct line, that would be great, but that's not how it is. The good thing about Disney is that once you get on property, you can get anywhere within Disney property. So here we're at Disney Springs, we just had lunch, and now we're gonna hop on a bus and get ourselves over to Epcot. And if you drive here, you could park at Disney Springs for free and hop on a bus over to wherever you wanna go. And to get to Epcot, we are going to hop on the Boardwalk Beach and Yacht Club from Springs right here. And look, it's here. We're gonna get on the Figment bus. And of course, like Universal, Disney transportation is free. And look, these Disney buses have USB chargers in them under the seats. That is pretty cool. All right, so we are at the Yacht Club. We're gonna walk over to Epcot now and we'll head into the World Showcase entrance, which I really like that entrance better, TBH. And look where we are. We are almost at the gates of Epcot. So we just transported to a Disney park without paying anything, really. Just paid for the Uber over to Disney Springs. And look at that, we're in Epcot. So after a long Epcot day, you know it's after a long Disney day when the hair is up, your microphone's dead, and we're just bringing you along now for some fun. But we are walking back to the beach club and we will get an Uber from here to get back to Universal. So it's not too bad. We were in the World Showcase anyway, popped out of that entrance just because the Epcot rideshare, everyone is trying to get a rideshare from there. It could be more expensive, you could be waiting a while, so this is a really great option if you're in Epcot and you just want to hop out. And you could even explore these hotels. They're free to explore. You can get a dinner reservation at any of them. They're great. All right, the Uber from the beach club was $21, a little more expensive than this morning, but like I said, it usually is more expensive going from Disney to Universal. It is also 9 o'clock at night, so that is why. But we get to wait in air conditioning and a nice comfy seat. Good night. Too bad the minivans don't take you to Universal because they are so cute. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you plan your Orlando vacation. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the Krystal Palace for more fun adventures, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.